Are we live? We good?
Brother.
Brother, what's going on, sir? Happy Monday.
Happy Monday to you, man.
I think this is the last Monday of winter.
Is it?
I think so. I think a week from today is the first day of spring. So I'm actually happy for that.
Because we're due for a snowstorm tomorrow. I don't know if you're familiar with those things, but
I mean, I don't miss them. I don't miss them. Have fun with that snowstorm tomorrow.
Yeah, I thought we were done with the last storm because it was kind of warm. It's starting to get warm now, but yeah, they're predicting snow. So we'll see. The last prediction didn't work out. It was just rain, so hopefully it's just rain.
Yeah, man. So, well, that sucks. I'm looking forward to spring. It's actually cold here. Not that people
Cold?
care. I mean, we're in like
68 down there, cold.
Nah. I mean, it's been. I can tell you, it's right now. Lawrenceville, Georgia weather. Yeah, beautiful day. 51 right now. It's cold.
Oh, that's cold.
And then it's gonna get 31 on Friday. It's cold. It's gonna be cold this week.
Oh wow!
But I think next week we're gonna be finally out of. it.
Yeah. All right.
Well,
how's your how?
Good.
I was about to ask how your week was. What did you?
No, it's good, man. It's good. I'm sitting here working on my brackets for those that follow college basketball. NCAA tournament time. The bracket show came out yesterday. UConn is a 4 seed out west. Championship game is in Houston. UConn has had really good history winning championships in Houston. So I think Jay Billis on ESPN picked UConn to win it all, which is a big deal. Considering Danny Hurley hasn't won an NCAA tournament game yet. He's lost in the first round, I think 2 or three, the last three straight years. So Danny Hurley at UConn is due for a win for sure. But UConn's a strong team. And so I've been watching that. And then I'm watching NFL free agency hot stove. The Raiders signed Jimmy Garoppolo. That's the extent of what we've gotten so far.
he said, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
it makes sense.
Yeah.
Jimmy G. Well, what's going on with you, man?
Well, I can safely say I was contemplating on doing this podcast today because last night, guess how many hours of sleep I got?
Because you asked, I'm gonna go with the. Okay, you want the exact number or you want to over under?
You can go with the over under.
All right, so I'm gonna go over under. I'm gonna say under 5.
Yeah. Yeah. Try 0. Try 0. I know you wouldn't have guessed that one.
Are you on a whole 24 hours without sleep?
Hasn't been anything. Today's Monday. So yesterday I woke up at... No. If I stay up until... No, damn, yes. Yes, easily. Easily over 24 hours.
Yeah. You can die, right?
Yeah, I don't think a little bit of insomnia is going to kill anybody, but yeah, I tried to go to sleep last night, could not go to sleep. I was working on my book. I just wanted to get it over with, anytime I get focused in on something, it's hard to shake me off of it. So I just wanted to get the book done and completed. And I finally did get it completed. I'm going to show you guys the listing on Amazon. It actually goes to Kindle first.
Okay.
And then it goes to regular Amazon. So let me see.
So talk to us about the book. What inspired you? What is the book about? What inspired you to write it?
Yeah, let me bring it up and then I'll talk about it. Let me see here. Bang, bang, bang. Is it that one? Can you see it?
I see a black screen. I imagine it's coming up.
A black screen?
Oh, here it is. The Game Within.
Got to do better. Yeah.
Deja and Nassim's quest in the virtual world. So you wrote a kid's book.
Yeah. Wrote a kid's book. It's called The Game Within, Deja and Nassim's epic quest in the virtual world. And it's getting rave reviews from the people that I've let read it so far. So I am very excited about it. I put a lot of work into it. And the point of the book was at first the point of the book was to say, hey, let me find a way to make some passive income without doing a lot of work. I'm gonna be completely honest with you.
Yeah.
How can I make some passive income without doing a lot of work, and along the way entertain some kids, right?
Okay.
So, we're dealing with this artificial intelligence that can write stories at the push of a button, create art at the push of a button. So I said, you know what? All I'm gonna do is tell the computer to write a story and tell artificial intelligence to do some pictures, put it all together, and I'm gonna have a book. Voila. Should be easy, right?
Right.
Well, no, bro. I mean, so there was a book that was done by artificial intelligence. I forget the name of it, but basically the dude didn't put any work into it. He just, like I said, hit a button, came up with a story, hit some more buttons, came up with some pictures, and slapped them all together.
Okay.
Me, I'm such a perfectionist. I could not do that because the book would look a mess.
Right.
It wouldn't flow together. It wouldn't make any sense, really. So I started out pushing a button. It came up with a story. And as I read the story, what happened unexpectedly is that my mind started twisting and saying, like, well, I want this to happen. And I don't want, like, I have like an idea of a story. I want this to happen. And I want that to happen. So basically, I revamped the whole story. Everything that the computer gave me, I scrapped it. And used the structure because at first I wasn't sure how like a children's book was structured. But the AI gave me the structure of the book, like the basic framework of how like the story is set up. So I just used that, gutted it out, and then put my own story in there. So for anybody that's saying like, yeah, I just hit the button and created a story, the story that you're gonna read, whoever gets this book, is my story. I wrote this story. And as far as the pictures, funny thing with AI art, as of now, is that it's hard to come up with consistent characters. So you can say, I want a picture of an African-American teenager with dreadlocks, and it'll come up with a beautiful picture of a girl, right? With dreadlocks, African-American girl, looks like a teenager, whatever. You tell it to do it again, it will come up with a different person.
I was gonna say, because that damn sure don't look like Deja.
No, this is no. So as far as the kids looking like Deja and Nassim, it's not spot on. I just basically told them black girl, dreadlocks. I think I said thick lips. Let me see if I said thick lips. Somebody said thick lips. Because you know my daughter has some thick lips like her dad. I might have said thick lips. So it's just gonna spit out, a general picture. It's not gonna. I could have there's a way in AI art that you can put a picture of the person.
Yeah.
And then try to get it close. But I didn't even do that. That wasn't important for the pictures to look exactly like them, just to resemble them, which is fine. But I had to use a lot of Photoshop in this book. So when people say I pushed a bunch of buttons and got a bunch of pictures, most of these pictures were photoshopped. I had to use a lot of Photoshop, a lot of art editing to create the pictures inside the book. So this book took a lot of work, and I feel more accomplished that the book is completed because I did put a lot of work into it. I know if somebody hit a bunch of buttons and the book got spit out, they wouldn't feel as accomplished. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But I feel like I did a lot of work, and I feel proud of it, and I hope that everybody likes it. And yeah.
Well, congratulations, man. What's the process of getting a book published? This is actually very cool to see. You should definitely send this to the group. So, like, who did you reach out to? How did you get this out? What's happening? How did you get this started?
Yeah, so like I said, my first initial thing was to to do something, make passive income, and not do a lot of work.
Okay.
So when the AI thing came out, I figured that I could hit a button, come up with a story, hit another button, come up with some pictures, put it all together, and then go to Amazon.
Yeah.
And then just have them publish the book.
So you could just put it right on Amazon and they just polish it for you.
So you can put it on Amazon, and so you have to. What I had to do is I had to buy what is called an ISBN, which is that little barcode on the book, on the back of every book, that says like this is this book. So if you type it in like a database, every book is stored in this database. And I bought one and I connected it, and now if you type that number in, it'll come up with The Game Within, Deja and Nassim's epic quest in the virtual world. So, but yeah, it's definitely a learning process. I still haven't gotten a physical copy of the book.
Okay.
But the Kindle version is available for whoever has a Kindle, I guess. So,
well, keep us posted. This is actually very, very cool. Congratulations, man! It'd be have a book out there with your name on it. That's a pretty big deal.
Yeah, I think so. I'm very proud of myself, man.
Yeah, that's a family story too. You know, your kids will show like, oh, look, our names are on there. Here's our dad's name. Like that's family.
Oh yeah,
legacy right there. That's pretty good.
The kids are excited. I had them, as I started doing the book, I wanted to make sure that they had input in the book and how the book looked and what stories were going to be told in the book. So it's not a huge book now. I don't want you to think it's like 200 pages. This is a 27-page book.
Yeah.
Not a whole bunch of books. It's not like a novel or anything. Just one of them quick little children's books, you know what I'm saying? Quick 27 pages. So
all right, well, everyone go to your Kindle and find The Game Within, Deja Nassim's epic quest.
Definitely. And next week it'll be on Amazon. Hopefully it'll get picked up by Barnes & Noble and other bookstores, and I could become a famous author, and I can come up with different volumes of Deja Nassim's quests. They said they wanted me to do like different stories. I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah. So
Deja Nassim go to the metaverse. Deja Nassim go to space. Deja Nassim go to Mars.
Travel in time. All of this stuff I was thinking about.
Yeah.
The funny thing is that the AI, a lot of artists that I've spoken to have said that AI is going to like kill creativity because it's basically doing all the work for you. But that's why I said unexpectedly it made my mind start working more than it did. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the AI I think is going to be a bit of a problem, though. I mean, there's a lot of issues right now on even in colleges. A lot of these kids are using it to write their papers and stuff. And Noam Chomsky, who's a well-known sort of like thinker, philosopher, says AI it's blatantly. He called it "banality of evil rebooted" is what he called it.
Now what is it now?
Noam Chomsky.
Yeah, but what did he say? It's what of evil?
He thinks it's AI isn't coming for. He says it's evil. Says, but carry on. It's not going to kill us. He's not really a big fan, I guess. Is all I'm saying.
Yeah. Well, I became a fan, so we will see.
You've been on this chat GPT for a minute.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's that. Got a book out. Everybody pick it up.
Definitely.
I might do like a little promo code thing when I learn about it. When I learn about it, I'll give you guys a promo code for the loyal viewers of the podcast. I mean, we don't have any yet, but we will. But yeah, I'll put a promo code in there and then we'll save some money.
There you go. So what else is good, man? Like I was saying, there wasn't really much going on in my world as far as anything I want to chat about. I mean, elections are starting to pick up a little bit. You're starting to get a lot of people get in the ring about to try to run for president. You had Marianne Williamson from the Democrat side. Got herself a little bit of she wants to primary against Biden.
Okay.
You got a few people that have jumped in on the Republican side. Donald Trump, of course, being among them. Nikki Haley. Ron DeSantis is, of course, still out there. Everyone pretty much expects him to get into the race. I think when it gets it's still probably a little early to be talking about the presidential election that will happen in 2024 next year. But this year, you're going to get a lot of campaigning really picking up for the summer. They're going to campaign for like a year and a half. And you're going to have to deal with all that stuff. We'll talk about it more as it picks up. But that's going to be coming down the pike for sure.
Yeah. I might pay a little bit more attention. I kind of want to see Trump back in office.
Okay.
I think that he's learned a lot from his first term. So he's not so I feel as though he's not going to make the same mistakes. And even like Republican, I'm not a Republican nor a Democrat, but anybody with two eyes can see that he made some mistakes.
Yeah.
That both sides would say, like, Trump, you probably shouldn't have done that. You know what I'm saying?
Well, he shouldn't have done that law that he signed in 2018, which helped that bank crash. I think, that's what they're talking about. He made a law that kind of, there's the SVB Bank, Silicon Valley Bank, that collapsed.
Oh.
California.
What was the law?
Bank collapsed in New York. And Trump was one of the big deregulators, right? Like deregulation of this, deregulation of rules. And that was also bipartisan though. So I'm not going to just put it all on Trump, right? But like there might have to be some more rules tightening up the banking system so we don't have a collapse of our banking system here. Did you go to the bank trying to pull your money out today? Were you concerned? Did you even care? Did you even know about it?
Didn't even know. My money is sitting in the bank. Hopefully. I mean, I ain't hear about nothing. So hopefully it's still there.
I think it'd be there. You're insured up to $250,000 anyway.
Okay. And I'm not in a big bank. I'm actually in the credit union.
I don't want to pocket watch you. I'll just say for me, I'll be straight. If I'm insured,
nah.
I'm not gonna lose anything.
John, you said I'll be straight. Yo. But no, I'm in a credit union, so I think they just keep my money in like a real safe. Like you really gotta turn. You really gotta turn the knob like 20 to the right, 32 to the left. Baby. All money, all the cash is in that safe. All money,
all the cash.
Yeah, man. But yeah, so let's talk about this 6-year-old.
Yep.
Who shot a teacher. I know you didn't even hear the story.
No, I didn't.
But I guess he got off.
So he got off. Why did he shoot the teacher? Was it fatal?
I don't think so, but let's bring it up.
So prosecutors, just went on Twitter. A 6-year-old shoots his teacher but will not be charged.
Right.
Yeah, they got to charge the parents.
Yeah, for neglect, right?
They got to
So
charge
let's
the parent.
see. Let's see what they're saying here.
Can't hear it. Where is this at? Can't hear it.
With the city
Just
in the last really couple of minutes or some significant breaking news to get to you right now that is just coming into us exclusively here at NBC News. You remember that Virginia 6-year-old who shot his elementary school teacher? We are just now learning that he will not face charges. Yeah. Again, this is from an interview that you will only see here on NBC News that our team is getting with the city's prosecutor just in the last really couple of minutes or so. The Newport News Commonwealth attorney who's overseeing this case says they had some questions about whether this 6-year-old could take the stand, but that he's still looking at possible criminal charges for adults. Now, to recap this story, and remember, it was headlines for, weeks here on this outlet and others. The 6-year-old shot his first grade teacher, Abigail Zwerner, in the hand and chest back in January at Rich Neck Elementary School. She spent 2 weeks in the hospital. A lawyer for the boy's family and the law firm representing Zwerner are declining comment as we speak. I want to bring in our NBC News legal analyst, Kristen Gibbons-Fedden. Okay, so Kristen, the prospect, and again, this is just breaking here on NBCnews.com and right here on NBC News Now. The prospect that a 6-year-old would take the stand was described by this official as problematic here. This attorney has the Commonwealth's attorney has serious reservations about bringing those charges against a child. That seems to be fundamentally what is at the core of this decision.
Yeah, because keep in mind, all defendants, whether a child or whether an adult, have a constitutional right to a fair trial. That involves having the ability to assist in one's defense. Well, when you have a child who is 6 years old, typically most states say under the age of 10, they are unable to understand the nature of the charges posed against them. And as a result, they, from a competency standpoint, cannot exercise their right to zealously represent or assist in their defense. And so they aren't able to be charged just from a constitutional perspective based on their lack of competency due to their chronological age.
The other piece of this is that Howard Gwynn, this Commonwealth's attorney, said that the focus now, if not the focus, at least the attention is turning to others, meaning adults, meaning, for example, I would imagine, and he didn't specifically say this, he said any person or persons we can believe proved beyond a reasonable doubt committed a crime. I think it's fair for like a layperson to look at that and go, okay, does that mean educators in the building? Does that mean members of administration? Does that mean relatives or perhaps family members of this little boy? Are we thinking in the right direction here? What does that say to you?
Yeah, absolutely. Because keep in mind, Holly, remember Ethan Crumley, his parents were charged and they stand charged for Ethan coming to school and engaging in a mass shooting. And so equally in this case, the 6-year-old's parents could be charged. How did he get that gun? Where did it come from? Was it locked up? Was there negligence? Was there any efforts from the parents or even security within the school that endangered the welfare of other individuals because that gun was allowed to be in the school? There was no efforts, if there were any, were there any efforts to prevent what actually happened, which was the ultimately fatal shooting of this teacher? So they could absolutely be charged either for reckless or negligent type charges, but probably not intentional charges, because it would be very difficult for a prosecutor to prove that anyone intended for this child to utilize that gun and murder someone, but certainly any charges regarding reckless intent or negligent intent.
There is certainly potentially still more to come on this story. Again, exclusive here at the moment to NBC News. Chris.
Yeah, I think I agree with not charging the 6-year-old. I agree with charging the parents with recklessness, negligence. That would be civil charges. That opens them up to be sued. I'm sure they're probably being sued already. That teacher who lived is going to be at workers' comp probably for the rest of her life, so she's never going to have to go back to work. Not that I'm saying that's what she wanted. I'm sure she probably wanted to. I don't say that to minimize or take away from what she went through. I'm sure she wanted to teach and went to school and probably had a passion for it. I say that just as just a tragedy that she'll probably never go back to school. Probably would have PTSD. So I think she should definitely get some sort of civil sort of remedy, whether she sues the parents, sues the school system for not keeping her safe. There should be a settlement for her as well for what she went through. And yes, I do think that the 6-year-old should be taken out of the parents' custody, and the parents should be charged. I agree.
So, shouldn't we not jump to conclusions and say that it's the parents' negligence why this child has a gun?
Doesn't matter. You have a
It does
teacher
matter.
that's got 2 bullets in her body.
Okay,
Somebody's got to account for that.
Okay, what if his friend gave him the gun?
Then the parents of that friend, whoever gave him the gun, that wasn't in the story.
I'm just saying.
I'm sure the investigators know where the gun came from. They can trace that gun. They can trace the bullet back to the gun. Whoever, so fine. You want to go
right?
Okay.
Whoever's gun it is.
Whoever is an adult that has connection to that gun should face charges. Yes.
Yeah. So that means they didn't. That means they didn't lock their gun up good.
Yeah, my gun's in a safe with the key. Yeah. So it's in a whole different place.
Right.
I have a responsibility as a gun owner with two children in the house to make sure that they have an ability to get to it to harm themselves or others.
Right.
It would be my negligence to make sure that it's not locked up or put away. Especially if I haven't given them gun safety training and taken them shooting and going through all that stuff, which I haven't yet because they're young. But they're getting older, so I might need to. But yeah, I think that the something needs to happen. I don't understand how a 6-year-old would get his hands on his gun, why we won't even shoot his teacher. My kids at 6 years old loved all their teachers, would hug their teachers, and want to give them Amazon gift cards at any year. What would cause this kid? And I guess I was looking at articles. I guess this kid was, well, per the teacher who got shot, per that teacher's attorneys, that this kid was a bit of a problem child leading up to it anyway. And so that leads to the school knew or should have known that this kid was a problem, and therefore, but they continue to then not address the issue, which would open up more civil money, I guess, for that teacher in her case.
Right. So some accountability goes to the school also.
Yeah, but those parents are gonna, all the parents and the taxpayers are gonna have to pay for that.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, at 6 years old, I deal with kids at the village from 6 years old to 13 years old. And none of those kids, even the 13-year-olds, they are not in any position to say, I mean, you would think at a certain age, because I heard them say chronological age. But what about mental age? There's a lot of the 13-year-olds that are 6 years old, and there's a lot of the 7 and 8-year-olds that are way more mature. So you got to take into the mental age of the person. So, I mean,
what does that mean though when you say that mental age? Like the maturity?
Oh, yeah, the maturity.
The maturity, right?
It's maturity. It's ability to learn. Because like I said, some of these guys, they're 13 years old. They barely know how to read. They barely know how to comprehend what they read.
Yep.
And now you're going to ask them, did you plan this? Did you premeditate this? Was it a plan you had? All of this other stuff that they would probably just upset that they didn't get cheese crackers. So.
And they want to fight?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So yeah, the 6-year-old gets off like he should.
He should have gotten off. I don't think it's really getting off. I think his whole life is going to be turned upside down. I mean, like I said, I would take him away from the parents. That's what I would do. I put him somewhere else. And he can't go back to that school. I think for his peace of mind and also for all the other kids in that school, he can't go back to that school. If my kid went to that school, I would take them out, or that kid can't come back.
But you say this so nonchalantly.
Yeah,
take him away from the parents.
Yeah.
What if there's a mother and a dad, right?
Yeah.
And the dad is the one who was negligent one night, left this thing unlocked. Take him away from the mom too?
Yeah.
Because you shouldn't be with
taken away from that
a forgetful guy like that. It's your fault.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. It's you gotta take people in this life, in this world, man. They don't want to take. Everybody wants to like do things and then try to like fall back and like, well, as a this or as a that, you gotta take responsibility. Your kid shot a teacher twice. Could have taken her life.
Yeah.
There has to be repercussions for it. There is a cost to everything.
Right. Well,
can't be soft, Dwayne.
Yeah. Got to put the hammer down, huh?
There has to be a repercussion. I'm not saying that you shun them forever or kill them eye for an eye, but I do think there has to be some sort of like repercussion for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
And we could just all just let it go, and just everybody could just do what they want.
Like the Purge.
Like the Purge, yeah.
Yeah, we're going in that direction anyway. All right, last thing that we're going to talk about. My favorite subject. Zaya Wade. Where is she? Ah, here she is. Zaya Wade. What's up, Zaya? So I guess this week she made her debut at Paris Fashion Week. So let's take a quick look at what's going on here.
Union struts down the catwalk in Miu Miu's show at Paris Fashion Week. Zaya rocks an olive green dress and matching jacket, along with a brown handbag, as she confidently walks in front of the audience. Dwayne and Gabrielle are also on hand, sporting all black outfits to support their budding fashion model in her big moment. The proud dad reshares this video posted by stylist Thomas Christos Kikis, who works with the Wades, with the caption, "We cried." Dwayne adds the word proud with a crying emoji. Aw. He also posts a clip that shows him sharing a hug with his daughter post-show. Last year, the teenager attended Miu Miu's Spring-Summer 2023 show in the City of Light, but this was her first time on the fashion house's runway. Zaya came out as transgender in 2020 and, according to legal documents obtained by E! News, was recently granted a legal name and gender change by a Los Angeles court. Dwayne accepted the President's Award with Gabrielle at the 2023 NAACP Image Awards February 25th and honored his daughter during his speech, saying, "Zaya, you've made me a better human just simply by being who you were born to be. Our baby girl, Zaya Wade." And Dwayne and Gabrielle aren't the only big stars at the Miu Miu show. Brooklyn Beckham and wife Nicola Peltz also caught the collection live, as well as Kylie Minogue and actress and mogul Jessica Alba.
Jan, your thoughts?
You know,
That's
I don't really have an opinion on it, to be honest with you. I mean, Dwayne's got 5 other kids. You know any of those kids' names?
Zaire. I don't know. He plays basketball.
Yeah, that's it. So I'm gonna come to you from I'm pretty libertarian on most things. If the parents consent and the kid consents and it's their household, then they can do whatever they want. Boosie's been out here talking junk, got himself into a lot of trouble. Dwayne Wade's your guy. That's your what I feel. I don't know.
Oh, definitely. You can definitely ask me about this.
I want to come to. I think a lot of this though, like the Wade, like I just kind of find Dwayne and Gabrielle kind of phony a little bit in this whole situation too. Like the mother tried to sue to kind of have her say. She got blocked. She gets labeled as some sort of crazy kook. I don't know. I don't know any of these people.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. What do you think about this? Dwayne Wade's your guy.
Dwayne Wade's my guy.
Yeah.
So this is what I think. And I have been thinking about this because I am a person that wants to see all people happy. I want to see all people happy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I want all people to be treated fairly. But my real thought is, just like we just talked about the 6-year-old, quote unquote, getting off because of his age and because he probably can't understand the ramifications of what he's done. And, his mind probably wasn't at the level to be charged with something like that. Mm-hmm. Well, I'm going to say that, in my opinion, making a decision that affects your whole life is something that I would hope that somebody with a mature mind can make. Not a child. They said that Zaya became transgender in 2020. That's 3 years ago. She's 15 years old now. That means she was 12. And not only are you allowing this child to make the decision, a life-changing decision like that, but now it's a lot of pressure on them as far as, going to Fashion Week and going.
That's the part I don't
taking
like.
Pictures and all this other stuff. And you got to imagine now, there's a lot of people that have said they were transgender when they were younger and changed their minds. And this is a thing where people change their minds. So imagine if Zaya changed her mind and said, you know what, I want to be a boy now. You know the backlash that you would get? She would be destroyed. People would hate her, probably send death threats, everything. So now she can't even change her mind now. It's like she's stuck now, basically.
Yeah, I want to push back.
Feel the wrath of the LGBTQ plus community.
I don't know about that. I mean, I want to push back on you though a little bit when you compare Zaya wanting to be transgender to the kid shooting a teacher. I just in no way I don't think that's a fair.
Please let me, before you go on. Every time I make a comparison, you always find I'm not talking about like people shooting comparing to people changing to transgender. I'm talking
people are real
about
sensitive.
The
you gotta be
age.
clear. People are sensitive. You gotta be clear.
No, but I cleared it up. I cleared it up, and you jumped onto the transgender and the shooting. It's not about that.
I want to make sure we cleared it up so we don't get canceled or fired.
It's about the reason why the person didn't get charged is because the age, because of the chronological age. They said they're too young.
Saying the maturity level. So you're saying that Zaya is not mature enough to make this decision at 12?
I would say let's just hold off. If I was their parent, I'm not.
Yeah.
So
yeah. I would even disagree with you a little bit there, but here's I guess what we agree. 12 years old, so Micah just turned 13. At 12, he just turned 13 like a month ago. At 12, he pretty much kind of knows he's still kind of learning kind of what he wants to be, who he is. And so to your point, if I'm Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle and the 12-year-old says, I'm a female, I would do, and this is why I think Gabrielle and Dwayne look kind of phony, because I would do everything in my power, even if to protect that kid. And I would say that, okay. And I would say, look, in this household, we love you. We're going to protect you. And then when you're older and you want to then stay on this and you want to make these decisions for yourself, sure. And even now, we'll call you Zaya, but we got to keep. I don't know. And maybe I'm being old school, but I wouldn't have. I feel like this is paraded. I feel like it just gives a sense of phoniness where it's paraded, but not for the advancement of Zaya. I feel like it's paraded for the phoniness of Gabrielle and Dwayne Wade. They just come off as phonies to me.
I mean, I don't think Dwayne Wade needed added celebrity as far as pushing his daughter out there and saying, "Oh, we'll have a transgender daughter." He was already famous. He didn't need this.
don't know. I just find them to be both kind of phony, honestly. Look, it's their child, it's their life, you know. To your point though, right? If she's 18 and you know they want to live their life, I don't think it's gonna change. I mean, Magic Johnson's son's been out here wearing dresses and but he I don't think he ever really said he was transgender. I just think he was just living like a gay man life, but just very like effeminate gay man. And he's been doing that for years. But I think he was an adult. He was older though. The fact that this is a kid and the mother tried to get it blocked, that's where it gets a little fuzzy for me, because you got the birth mom trying to say, hey, let's hold off until, you know, the child's 18. You're driving a wedge now between the child and his natural mother, because you're the famous couple. You have more clout, you have more money, and you're putting this child out there to show your benevolence, to show you how progressive you are and how you should be praised for being so great and so progressive and so forward. But the birth mom's sort of like spitting in the wind, kind of being put to the side because she can't compete with that.
Right.
So her voice is not, I guess, really being heard. And I just think Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle Union are just kind of phony. And just you know, in that, because of that regard, honestly. I really have, it's nothing really to do with the child. I mean, you know, like, again, I'm not going to tell people how to live their lives in their homes. You know, this is America. This is not the we don't have Taliban rule where you have to sort of like, if you don't do what the religious life livings and you get your head chopped off. You know, my household, we have a little bit of religious rule, but that's just this household. The world is different. In America, everyone has their right, and I'm not going to infringe on that. So I have my religious opinions, but it's not relevant to Dwayne and Gabrielle's life. The only thing I say is just to the phony point, like I was saying. You know, where's Savannah? She tried to block it. That's the birth mom. Her voice, I guess, just kind of pretty much just got lost, I guess.
Yeah, I was saying that that's the great thing about America. You can do what you want, raise your kids how you want. And people really, I mean, to a certain extent, and nobody can tell you what to do. I did think about if my son came to me at 12, 13, and he didn't come to me and say, I'm a female, but he came to me and said, Daddy, I want my room pink. Or Daddy, I want a doll for Christmas. Am I going to say, no, you're not getting a doll for Christmas because you're a boy? Or am I going to say, okay, if that's what you want, that's what you get?
Yeah.
I believe I would. I can't, because I'm not going through that.
Yeah.
That would be a difficult thing for me to say what I would do. I would hope that I would say, if you want a doll, you can get a doll.
That's why I always say to myself, I would like to think I could react that way, but you don't know until you're really like in it.
Yeah, because in the back of my mind, I'm like, what are you playing with dolls for, bro? Like, that's the back of my mind. But I don't want my kid to feel like I'm thinking that something is wrong with him because he wants a doll, you know?
Yeah. It's tough being a parent.
Yeah. But yeah, we do it every day. Anyway, bro.
So the child's 15,
quick little episode. Huh?
Yeah. The child's 15, that's young.
Yeah. We'll see in the future how it works out. But like I said, I'm just saying the way that she's out there, I just feel like if she ever did want to say, I don't feel like I want to be a woman anymore, it would be difficult for her.
If she was able to, and that's why I was like,
yeah, because she's out. She's like a face now. She's a face of the community now.
The face of the movement.
At 15 years old, too young, in my opinion. Too young to be a face of anything.
Living her truth, Wayne. That's what she's doing, and she's being an inspiration to others.
At 15.
F-15, yeah. That's a heavy burden.
Yeah.
It's a heavy burden for a kid that young.
But yeah. Shout out to America. Land of the free. Land of the free.
Land of the free.
So, all right, man. Great quick episode on the fly. I know nothing really happened this week, but oh yeah. Not that we're gonna talk about it, and we were supposed to talk about it last week, but Chris Rock's selective outrage.
Yeah.
Have you watched it?
No, I haven't watched it, and I haven't watched it, and I guess apparently it got edited a little bit.
It got edited. What's up?
I'm not watching. Well, because I guess apparently what I read is that he messed up a joke.
Oh,
so they just edited it out.
Oh,
and that's the beauty of live. When you watch it live, you obviously it's done. But I have no real interest in seeing it.
Why? You're not a Chris Rock fan, is what you're telling me.
I was never really a big Chris Rock fan.
Right,
I can't tell you the last. So did I watch Bigger and Blacker? Probably.
What about Tambourine? His first Netflix stand up.
Yeah, I think honestly, to be honest with you, I was really looking forward to it because when it was like the cool thing when it was live, and that was like because that was the sort of like gimmick, right? Oh, it's gonna be live, and then I just couldn't get the opportunity to sit down for it. Yeah. And now that the gimmicks worn off, I just lost interest in seeing it. Plus, I've seen a lot of clips already. Yeah. About him just kind of killing Will Smith and talking about Jada Pinkett Smith, and I've seen all of the clips and stuff that I would have wanted to
all of the juicy clips. Yeah.
So now I just kind of lost interest. How about you? You gonna watch it?
I don't have time. I don't have time to watch this stuff. Just like when you were telling me about the college brackets.
Yeah, man.
I have not watched one game, bro. It's sad. I haven't watched one college game, and I love college basketball.
Yeah, you got okay. Well, I might take off work Thursday and Friday. I might get sick.
Oh yeah. Okay. That's that love right there.
I might be feeling under the weather.
Okay.
I might need to stay home on Thursday and Friday to watch games all day.
So should I post this video on Saturday? Because it'll be out in the internet for your bosses. Your bosses always
video?
watch.
Oh yeah.
Your bosses always watch our show, so gotta be careful.
Yeah, go for it. They don't care.
Yeah.
My boss doesn't care. I get my work done. He doesn't check. He don't be checking for me.
True.
He lets me do my thing.
All right, man. So
all right. Appreciate everyone watching and listening. Again, if you like our content, please like, subscribe, share. Comment. You can find us on Chess Moves Podcast on IG. Definitely love having these conversations about just kind of what's going on in the world. And I really appreciate everyone's time. Have a great night. Dwayne, congrats on the book.
Have a great night. I'm gonna also put another plug and say, my book is out there. It's called The Game Within. It's on Amazon.com. You can get it on Kindle, and by next week it should be on the regular book website. You can get it in print form. So go cop that. Support a brother. All right.
Talk to you.
All right, man. Have a good night, brother.
Yeah, you too, bro.
All right, love you.
Peace. Love you too, man. Peace out.
Yeah.